My name is Reid Iyobe, and I would like to talk to single parents that are in the dating stage, single parents that are still dating. You must be very careful and set good examples for your children, especially those that are raising children of the opposite sex. If you are a mother and you're raising sons, or if you're a father and you're raising daughters, you want your child to grow up saying to themselves, I would love to have a spouse in my future, just like my dad or just like my mama. Watch how you behave. Kids grow and they start to see things and they'll be watching you. You don't want to set a bad example for your children. A lot of people have noticed they tend to relax and forget that their children are growing. At first, they'll be very young, but they start growing. And when they grow, they start to see and notice certain things. You don't want to set a bad example for your child. Believe me, these children are smart. You send them to school, they grow up, they experience things, they see things, and they'll be watching you. So you must be very careful. I'm just issuing this out as a warning, because I do say things and I see things happening. You want your child to grow up saying, I would love to have a woman that is as decent as my mother. I would want to have a husband that's as good as my father. Set good examples for your children. It is very important. You don't want a situation whereby your child is like, I don't want to have a woman like my mother. I don't want to have a husband like my father. And the other thing that you must be very careful about is that your behavior might affect your children in a very negative way mentally. The worst thing that can ever happen is for your children, if you are a woman, to believe that all women are like you. If you have set a very bad example, you don't want a situation whereby your children will believe that all men are like that. If you're raising daughters, set good examples for your children. Of course, it's rough out there, but at least let them see a good example, so that when they go out there and see all the bad people that are out there, they might still have some hope, because they at one time witnessed something good. They know that there is a good woman that I once came across. I lived with her. My mother was a very good person. She had a good character. Of course, she was in a dating stage, and I saw how she was behaving. you want your daughters as they go out there, even though it's rough, but at least they must have some hope, because they once saw a good man in their lives, and that good man was the father. Being nice, being good to your children is not enough. Being a good father, being a good mother is not enough. There comes a time when children don't want to listen to you, but they want to watch you and behave just like you. There comes a time when your children want to see an example of a good woman. There comes a time when your sons want to see a good example of a good woman. You don't have to sit down with your children and say, you have to look for a woman like this or like that. There have to be some practical example of that kind of a woman. You can't just sit with your daughters and tell them the kind of a man to look for. They must at least have a practical example of that kind of a man. And you owe it to yourself to be good. This is what I just thought of sharing with you. My name is Reed Yobe. Thank you.